Good afternoon, everybody. I welcome you all for this seminar that is actually called as Faculty Development Program on Teaching and Research in Higher Education. This FDP program is organized by Mark Gregorius College of Arts and Science, Chennai. In this regard, first I would like to call Mrs. Santi, yes, to deliver a welcome address. Santi ma'am, you can talk now. Yes, you can talk now.
Sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Very good afternoon to all. On behalf of Mark Gregorius College of Arts and Science, I welcome you all for the Faculty Development Program on Teaching and Research in Higher Education. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. T. Velmurugan, the resource person of today's Faculty Development Program. He is working as an associate professor in the PG and Research Department of Computer Science in DG Vaishnav College. Also, he is the head of the Department of Computer Applications for Shift 2. He holds a PhD degree in Computer Science from the University of Madras. He has been elected and served as a Senate member from Academic Council, University of Madras. He has published more than 100 articles indexed in Scopus and SCI, such as Applied Soft Computing, Journal of Computer Science, etc. He was an invited speaker of the 10th International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Software Engineering, held from January 5th to 7th, 2018 in Bangkok. He has guided more than 300 MPhil research scholars in the field of computer science. He has also guided 7 PhD scholars and currently guiding 10 PhD scholars in the same field. He has served as a nominated Senate member in the Middle East University, Dubai, UAE for a period of 3 years. He is a member in Board of Studies for many autonomous institutions and universities like Periyar University. He is an editorial board member of many international journals. He is also a reviewer in many peer-reviewed journals like Elsevier, Springer, iOS, Press Journals, etc. We are very much honored to have a person like you, sir. On behalf of the management, principal, IQAC, and Department of Electronics and Communication Science, I welcome you, sir, and also thank you for accepting our invitation. At this juncture, I would like to thank our secretary, principal, and vice principals of both shifts for supporting us in conducting this event. I extend my thanks to Mrs. V. Savitri, Head, Department of Electronics and Communication Science, for her support towards the success of this webinar. I also thank all the participants and welcome you all for this wonderful session. Now I hand over the session to Dr. T. Velmurugan. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So I would like to thank the management and principal of Mark Gregorius College of Arts and Science, Chennai. I also thank the head of the department of the organized this seminar, the head of the departments and the IQAC coordinator, Mrs. Santa, and other people who involved in this process. Okay, now in this introduction about the teaching and research in higher education FDP program, we will discuss about what are the essential factors of the teaching and research enrollments are needed for the higher education institutions. Usually, any higher education institution must have some tie-up with other organizations, other countries, other aggregated committees and other so on. So NAC and NA, that is other kind of the involvement of the NIRF, and if everything is possible. So how this NAC and the NIRF and other committees are evaluated a college accreditation, college institution, an institutional information based on some criteria. What are the criteria? First, they would like to process. Now we will discuss about something little bit in this session. Okay. Now, what is a higher education? The teaching in higher education is enabling students to enter a field of study and practice. The students must enable himself to enter into the field of study. They enter into the field of academic activities by means of practice-oriented curriculum development scenario. So the teachers are in higher education commonly aim to develop their students in the way of thinking, acting, and approaching a field of study and practice. This is the most essential part of any higher education institution. So commonly the teachers are the main important factor of running a higher education institution. A teacher plays a vital role or pivotal role in opening up a student's mind to different, sometimes known horizons, sometimes unknown horizons. The students' mind are not known by the many peoples, not known by the management and other communities, not known by the parents and other peoples, but only the teacher must know about the student's capability. So for that purpose, the teaching is very, very important in any kind of higher educational institutions. The higher educational institutions are different from various kinds. One is colleges, pre-universities, that is the constituent colleges, universities, deemed universities, and everything is available. But what is mostly available in India, the number of colleges. Apart from the colleges, some of the universities are also available. Okay. Now, within this small introduction about a institution and a teacher, about teacher, what a teacher have capability of beyond the subjects, beyond his subjects, beyond a teacher's subjects, what a teacher must have. A teacher must make students alive, active, awake, aware, aspire, arise, achieve, and must inspire. These things are very, very important for any teacher. Any teacher, mostly teachers are actually called as lecturers, assistant professors, and other professors, kind of professors are available. All these people must inspire the students with these above 6 criteria. With this above 6 criteria, a student must be inspired by a teacher, then the institution must grow automatically. So this is the main point of the teacher. Hence, a teacher is the single major factor for quality and the success of education. So in any kind of institution, whether it is on a college or university or deemed university or constitutional colleges and other kind of any practice oriented, formal education oriented or non-formal education oriented educational institution, higher education institution, the major factor of the institution is the teacher is the major factor for their quality and the success of any kind of educational institutions. So the teacher is very, very important for any kind of institutions. Then how we can find or how we can make ourselves a good institution? A good institution is therefore known for its outstanding faculty. The good institution must have some outstanding faculty, one that inspires, the inspiring faculties with the students. Which teacher inspires the students, that most important fellow is needed for any kind of higher institutions, higher educational institutions. This is the mostly we require for any kind of institution in order to make an institution as good institution. Okay, so academic institution is an educational institution dedicated to education and research, which grants academic degrees. Mostly any kind of academic institution must educate the students, not only for educating the students, also we can create a research mind for the students as well as faculty in order to award the degrees, in order to get the degrees, not to grant the degrees. This is the concept. So first thing to do for both the teacher as well as for the institution, what we require. First things to do for both teacher as well as institution. The management and faculty are coincided, collaborated, and are together. For what purpose? For what purpose the management and the faculty are together? Without the support of the management, a faculty will never act individually. Without the support of the faculty, a management will never act individually. So this is the concept. So shut off money mindedness. A management must shut off money-oriented educational system. They will support, they will think about the quality of the educational institution. They have to maintain the standard and the values of the educational institution. They must maintain, they must create the standard, they must create a rapport for the any kind of educational institutions. Then the management provides some time for researchers. For the faculties, the management support for the purpose of the researchers. So, students or scholars and faculty, are very much appreciated by the management peoples. Keep off mark-mindedness. A teacher must keep the mark-wise teaching capabilities. Just to pass, it is enough to pass all students in my subject. Don't think about like that. You must create some knowledge. Think of knowledge and pride. Think of knowledge. Think of pride of institution. So think of yourself. Yes, a particular student is my student. You must speak like in future, in your life career. This is the knowledge. You want to create the knowledge in the student's mind. That is very, very important. Now, factors in transforming from teaching to research. What are the factors are transferred from teaching to research? Our main objective, both institutional and the teacher, must have some objectives, must have some vision and mission and goals. Both the peoples are having objective, vision, mission and goals. So management attitude are very, very important. For achieving this above 4 points, the management attitude play a important role. So not only the management attitude, also the faculty attitude the faculty attitude plays an important role, a vital role in order to transforming from teaching to research. So student scholar attitude are important. How a student must be created, must be converted into scholar, how a scholar should be recognized by means of an institution, and what are the infrastructure facilities provided for students as well as scholars, and what laboratory facilities and what environment actually provided by both teachers as well as the institutional management institutions. These things are exactly carried out in this category. But what is the base for all this? How a institution is converted itself as a big institution, a pride institution. How a teacher should be recognized throughout the world. The answer for these two questions is research and publication. The research and publication is the base of higher education. So without the research publications, the NAC and NIR of ranking framework is not allotted, given some points for any kind of institution, whether it is a research oriented institution or any kind of education institution. The research and the publications gives more impact in any kind of institution, is the base for the institution and as well as teacher. And what are the challenges to teachers when transforming from teaching to research? We have to convert ourselves, we have to get involved for converting yourself into research field. This is the main points. Okay. Now what is you want to remember? Getting a MPhil degree or PhD is not an end just for name shake, just for get awarding the degree, just for increment. We cannot do MPhil and PhD degree. It is only the beginning. For what purpose? The MPhil and PhD degree is a beginning to learn something extraordinary, to learn about innovative informations, to learn the recent technologies. So the PhD and MPhil degree are the beginning of learn yourself innovative ideas. Therefore, research is conceive, create, and communicate. We have to conceive the research, build up your research, create your research, and then communicate your research findings. So, for this, for conceiving your research, creating your research, and communicating your research, we must have right methods and reliable results. We must adopt right methods. The particular methods are very, very important, and reliable results we want to adopt in the field of this research and other categories. Okay, for research learners, for the beginners of the research learners means for the beginners of research, choose some area and read research articles in that area, in his area or her area. Choose some area and read research articles first. Discuss with the peers and the experts. You got to discuss with the chosen topic with the experts or your fellow colleagues. So this is the important points. Choose some topics and try to publish in college magazines first. Initially, you have to choose some topic and publish some information into the college magazines. If there are UG projects, you have to guide students and publish in college magazines first, or local periodicals, periodical journals, periodical magazines in first. Then it should create some awareness, it should create some interestingness in order to make yourself as a researcher. So from PG projects, publish articles. You can convert the PG projects into some articles, because the PG projects are having the result oriented, the innovative information oriented approach. Therefore, all with the students are, you have to do all these informations with the co-authors yourself. You are the co-author for any kind of articles or publishing materials, methods, but the students are the main points. Therefore, research has no timetable. There is no timetable for research. Somebody is fixing the time for doing research. Somebody is taken more time. Somebody is taken very less time. It's not a time factor. The research is not oriented with the time limit. There is no time limit for the research. Suppose if you take more than 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, it's not feasible. Within the specified period, you have to complete your research. The lecturers could have timetables. You have to fix yourself. First, we have to complete a literature survey oriented paper, and then find out what we want to prepare as a first paper and second research paper, and go like that. How to publish, how to identify the journals, how to publish your articles. These things are identified. But research has no time restriction. But for publishing and studying research oriented literature survey, for collecting data set, there is no time restriction. Okay. It is a thinking and doing process. Research is a thinking and doing process, which warrants presence of guides and the scholars at any time. Okay. So the scholars and the guides are collaboratively doing the research process. This is the important point. This warrants campus residences for faculty and staffs. Some of the institutions are having campus residence oriented researches for both the staff and the faculty, which will create another kind of research oriented contribution. So everyone wants to become IITs. Yes, it is possible. No, sometimes it is possible, many times it is not possible. If all resides in the campus and we are available at any time, 24 into 7 hours, 7 hours is possible, 7 days into 24 hours is possible to discuss. Sometimes it is possible, sometimes it's not possible. So what is conference and confidence? So try to get projects funded or not. ordinary projects. This is a conference and a confidence. So choose some area and read research articles in that area. Choose some area. Discuss with peers and experts. No, do independent research and publish. That is the original research. Collaboratively, if you do your research, that is not considered as a research. Present your papers in your own faculty mates. Present your papers in your faculty mates. Okay, first make it a point to attend seminars, conferences. You must gain, then only you can gain confidence. So in order to get the confidence in your mind, you have to attend first conferences and seminars wherever it is done by many people. The research forums and other institutions and colleges, higher educational setup oriented institutions. Okay, present, after that you have to present papers in them in some conferences and seminars. You become expert. After presenting your paper, at least if you present one paper in any conference, then you must have some confidence. That is important, very, very important. Whenever you have a confidence, in order to present a paper in any kind of any research oriented forum, in the conference or any other kind of seminars, you must capture some knowledge, you must capture some confidence. You can get some confidence is very, very important. Okay, then what is research? Search for knowledge, aim to find the unknown. Search for knowledge, we can search our knowledge. Aim to find the unknown. Inquiry seeking facts or principles. Inquiry seeking facts or principles. We have to inquire some facts, some principles. Discover answers to the inquired principles and the facts, to intellectually created by the questions. Whatever the questions which are created by means of a hypothesis, you have to answer for the practical oriented problem or theoretical oriented problem. Research is in general, that is, research is in general, which is formula hypothesis. Formula hypothesis finally verifies its validity and report. Research in general called as a formulate. We can have some hypothesis, condition oriented. Finally verifies the condition. If the condition is satisfied by your research, then validate the condition and report, prepare the report and publish anywhere else. This is the first point of research. Therefore, a good research must have a clear concept and purpose. For what purpose the research is carried out, by using what concept. So independent inquiry is very, very important. Independently you have to do your research. Honest reporting is very, very important. Honestly present your report. Scholarly present your report. Scholarly prepare your thesis. Scholarly means by means of an innovative idea, information oriented, you have to prepare your thesis. This is a good research. Then every research must be a accurate investigation. So now inaccurate investigations are not accepted throughout the world nowadays. So for that we require with the systematic and objective analysis. We must have some objectives, at least 4 or 5 objectives are needed for doing any kind of research work. But in order to achieve the objectives, we must require some systematic approaches. So without the systematic approach, our objectives is not carried out by means of your own method. So well-defined, for that well-defined procedures, well-defined problems, well-defined methods, and adequate data, enough data, appropriate data are needed. Then only it is possible to find out the reliable results. Frankly say, if you want to say frank, the honest reporting gives the frank report. This has happened, nothing in it. So only the report is created by yourself, is reasonably concluded. Reasonably concluded. Your conclusion should be reasonable. The partial conclusion and other kind of conclusion, some kind of confused conclusion is not carried out by yourself. So research in common refers to a search for knowledge. It is a systematic approach on a particular topic. It is a scientific investigation. It is the investigative process employed to increase or revise current knowledge by discovering new facts. By means of a it is a knowledge oriented teacher, you have to investigate some new investigations, some new processes which increase your knowledge after finding the new facts. This is the information first we require. Okay, now we enter into the types of research. What types of research? What are the different types of researchers also are actually available? Generally, there are two types of research. One is basic research and another one is applied research. The basic research is developing and increasing your scientific knowledge. Whatever your basic idea for a particular field, you have to increase the knowledge about a particular field is basic research. Whatever the basic information discovered and increased by yourself, developed by yourself by means of a particular subject, or applied, your knowledge is applied in your particular field in order to solve problems, the problems which are identified by means of your knowledge. You have to solve some problems, develop new processes and products and techniques by means of some techniques is applied research. Apply your knowledge to solve some problems in order to develop new processes and products and techniques. So for that we require 3 steps for doing research. First we have to raise a question, pose a question. First you fit yourself, what is the question, what question you have. So without the question is not possible to do any kind of research. What is the question? In order to answer your question by means of collecting data and by means of your answer, you can achieve your research oriented information. So present your answer to the question raised by you is the third point. So pose a question, collect the data to answer the question, and present your answer to the question which fulfill your entire research. Okay, what is called as a research methodology? A system of models, procedures, techniques which are used to find results of a good research problem is called as a research methodology. A models, a procedures, an approach, a systematic approach, a technique, or some kind of techniques, more than one techniques are utilized to find results is called as a research problem, and the entire concept is called as a research methodology. Each and every researcher must have its own research methodology, but the research methodology is mostly based on a particular specific topic. So the research methodology, using your own research methodology, you must have some own research problems, otherwise it's not achieve your research inventions, research findings. This is the main point. Now what is the meaning of research? Already I explained scientific knowledge, searching knowledge, scientific and systematic approach, art of scientific investigation or a specific topic, a careful investigation inquiry, a classified effort to gain new knowledge, a classified effort to gain new knowledge. It is a tour of discovery. It is a tour of discovery. So you got to go through a tour for discovering some new facts is the concept of the meaning of research. What is that technical definition of your research? Defining and redefining problems. First you got to define your own problem, or if the problem is existing problem, then redefine your problems. Formulate the hypothesis based on your questionnaires, suggested solutions, and formulate your hypothesis. Hypothesis must be formulated by yourself based on your problem chosen for the research. So collect the data for the hypothesis and your own problems. So organize the data, evaluate the data, making deductions and reaching conclusions based on your organized data, based on your data. So carefully testing the conclusions to determine whether they fit the formulating hypothesis or not. This is the next point. Whether your conclusion are suitable for your research oriented contribution or not. This is you must determine first. So in short, A research for knowledge through objective and systematic method of finding solution to a problem is called as research. A search for knowledge, a systematic approach, already I am explained that these things. Okay. What is the objectives of research? The purpose of research is to discover answers to questions through the application of scientific procedures. The purpose of research is to discover answers to questions through the applications. So without the scientific procedures, any kind of arts, humanities oriented research are also having some scientific approaches. What is the data set? What are the questionnaires? How they prepare the data set? How they prepare the questionnaires? What is the model for doing the research? Everything is scientific approaches, scientific research procedures. Therefore, the main aim of research is to find out the truth which hidden and which has not been discovered as yet. Up to this stage, nobody is invented the research. Nobody is invented. Nobody is identified. Nobody is actually carried out your own research findings. Okay, the main aim is to find out the truth which hidden, which has not been discovered as yet, is the main point. Therefore, the gain familiarity with the phenomenon to achieve new insights into with this objective in view of the termed as exploratory and formulated research. Mostly the familiarity of this achieving insights is carried out by means of two categories. One is exploratory research and another one is formulated research. Exploratory research and formulated research are the two general categories available in the field of the research oriented information. Then what is the other objectives of research? There are three kinds of objectives. One is descriptive research, diagnostic research, hypothesis testing research. Descriptive, in the descriptive research, which accurately characteristics of a particular individual situation or a group studied with this objective in view are known as descriptive research. Some kind of description oriented information. What is what? Most of the historical oriented informations are descriptive oriented research, but economical oriented researchers are not descriptive oriented research. Historical oriented, Tamil language literature oriented researchers are descriptive research. Then what is diagnostic research? Most of the scientific researchers are called as diagnostic research. Medical oriented researchers are 100% based on the diagnostic research. Then hypothesis testing research. So we got to find out the relationship between variables and studies, and known as hypothesis research. Based on some variables, we can find out the relationship by fitting a hypothesis is known as hypothesis testing research. Based on the hypothesis, we can able to get the results. Then what are the motivations in research? The possible motives for doing research may be either one or more of the following. First, we have to get a research degree, decide to get a research degree along with the consequential benefits. Decide to face the challenge in solving unsolved problems. So some people are having a challenge to solve some unsolved problems. Concern over practical problems, that is initiates research. So unsolved problems are solved by yourself means you can have some challenges over in its field. Then decide to get intellectual joy. For joy, enjoying purpose, we do this research. I did this research and go like that. This is very, very important. Okay. Now, in the next point, decide to get service to the society. Decide to get respectability. These are some motivations of research. Okay, what are the different types of research we available nowadays? 4 types of research. One is exploratory, conclusive, modeling, and algorithmic oriented approach. Except these 4 categories, there is no research. Any kind of humanities, arts, literature oriented, scientific oriented, any kind of social science oriented, any kind of research must include within these 4 topics. What is exploratory research? It is an essential initial research which analyzes the data. just to analyze the data, just to analyze the information. Just we can carry out some information, descriptive analysis about some information orient, that is whatever the available information that should be analyzed, for what purpose the data are stored, how the data are organized, how the informations are organized, how the informations are stored, how in what kind of informations are available, for what purpose they should be used in future. These things are analyzed. So explore the possibility of obtaining as many relationships as possible between different variables without knowing their end applications. We can have no idea about the end applications of such kind of data. So we can explore the possibility of the future applications based on your data which are taken for analysis purpose. Okay. So a general study will be conducted without having any specific end objective. So based on your collected data, based on the available information, yeah, there must be a general study. Okay. So in order to achieve the specific end objective, in order to achieve your objective, finally, you have to conduct a study, a general study. This is exploratory research. So for this research, the general findings are literature survey oriented, experience survey oriented, study of problems to have an insight. What is available in a particular problem, what is not available, whether the problem is solved by yourself or not, whether the problem is solved by others or not, what is the nature of the problem, what kind of informations are actually available in the problem. Everything is carried out by means of this exploratory research. Then conclusive research, which is mostly based on the hypothesis oriented research. Whatever the exploratory research are carried out based on your hypothesis, you can conclude with some conclusion oriented new research contributed information, new research oriented information contribution is carried out by means of your own hypothesis, your own condition, that is conclusive oriented. After validating the hypothesis, a decision making framework can be formulated. So this kind of research are descriptive research, experimental research. Based on some experimental analysis oriented information extraction is mostly carried out in this conclusive research. We must have some conclusion. Without the conclusion, this kind of research is not carried out, accepted by the world. Then what is called as modeling research. A model is an abstraction of reality. Many of the real life problems of business situations can be formulated as models. Most of the real life problems are formulated as models in modeling research. You have to take in a real life problem. You can formulate the real life problem into some models. Then your model should be accepted throughout the world by means of your research oriented contribution. This kind of research is called as what? Modeling research. The model should be created by yourself. Whatever the model, by using what technique the problem is solved by yourself. Whether your model is suitable for the solving purpose of the particular model or not. Whether the model is suitable for the data or data is suitable for the model, everything should be discussed. So solving and getting solutions for such kind of model based problems is called as modeling research. There are major categories of modeling research. Most of this modeling research is based run for the carried out by the peoples for the smooth running of a business. So for the business situations, we can have some models, symbolic models, mathematical models, simulation models. So this kind of models are carried out in modeling research oriented. Then another kind is algorithmic research. What is algorithmic research? An algorithm is a well-defined sequence of steps in any kind of research, whether it is arts, humanities, science, or social sciences. We must have defined sequence of steps in order to carry out your research. So whether it is an industry-oriented problem or whether it is a business-oriented problem or government sector-oriented problem, there must be a sequence of well-defined steps. A sequence of well-defined steps are exactly perfectly carried out by means of this research work is actually carried out by the peoples is called as what? The algorithmic research. Solving such type of problems and deriving results for them is called as algorithmic research. This type of research fully depends on the researcher's perspective, based on the researcher's view. So you must have some other your own view for developing in the algorithmic steps. Your own view are developed for solving a particular problem. The same problem is solved by other people by their own view. So it depends on the researcher's perspective, researcher's view. The problems are modified, prepared by means of a sequence of steps is called as algorithmic research. Then what is other types of research? Descriptive research and analytical research. Already I explained the descriptive research, which includes surveys and fact-finding inquiries of different kinds. In computer science, software engineering, theoretical computer science are the major point of the descriptive research. In history, finding that is discussing about a particular historical oriented temple is called as descriptive research. What is what available, what is not available. In chemistry, finding the solution of a particular chemical is not considered as a descriptive research. Okay, so major purpose of this research is description of the state of affairs as it exists at present. What is available at present? This should be carried out. Then analytical research. On the other hand, the researcher has to use facts or information already available and analyze this, make a critical evaluation of the material. Statistical analysis, book reviews are carried out. Example of this research, this kind of research. Analytical oriented information extraction is actually done by using this kind of research. There are many methods used for finding the statistical analysis. Using the statistical analysis, we can do this kind of research is analytical research. Okay, what is types of the research? Applied research, fundamental research. Science, applied research and pure and basic research are another categories. Applied research aims at finding a solution for an immediate problem facing the society or industry or business organization. Nowadays, data analytics, business analytics, predictive analytics, business intelligence, data mining, machine learning, artificial intelligence are you are replaced for the applied research. Then you got to apply your mind in order to solve a particular real life problem is called as what? Applied research. Then fundamental research is mainly concerned with the generalization and with the formulation of a theory. The formulation of a theory is mostly depends on the fundamentals of the computer science, foundations of computer concepts, foundations of a particular mission oriented, foundations of a particular institution oriented, foundation of a particular factory oriented, foundation of a particular business oriented information are called as fundamental research. Okay, what is the another kind? Quantitative and qualitative research. The quantitative research is based on the number of data used, quantity based on the quantity. The amount of data, the amount of measurement is carried out by you, which can express in terms of quantity. How much data are used for analyzing your information is called as quantitative research. Data warehouse. Nowadays, there are many kind of data warehouse, web content mining, IoT, or the quantitative research. Then qualitative research is actually, on the other hand, is called which is carried out and concerned with the qualitative phenomena. The quality is of a particular product should be identified by means of your research is called as qualitative research. So real world applications, many real world applications are available. Big data analytics, whether the product is quality oriented or not. After getting some consumers, after getting some information from the consumers of a particular product, data mart, we can find out this kind of, carry out this kind of research, qualitative research. We have to ascertain the quality of a particular product is called as quality oriented research. Then conceptual and empirical research. Conceptual research is that it related to create some abstract ideas or theories. We have to create some patterns. We have to create patterns means methods. We have to create some system oriented designs. So we have to create a particular model for a business oriented problem. This is called as the conceptual research. What concept you want to create, that is the conceptual research. Then what is called as empirical research? It relies on experience on from observation alone, with often without due regard for system and theory, machine learning. So only based on your experience we can do this empirical research, based on some new concepts, new approaches, new methodologies. Based on your experience, we can do some research. I am using so and so product. I am using so and so Grigori item, but this one is not suitable for your human life. Like you can find out some information, then it is called as empirical research. Okay. Now, what is the research process in flow? What is the flow of a research process? First, you got to find or define the research problem. You define the research problem first. Based on the defined research problem, you do the review of literature. Review concepts and theories are built up by yourself. Review previous research findings. There are two kinds of literature survey are carried out. What are the concepts and theories built based on your research problem available? Using your defined problem, what the others did, you have to do some collect some information. This is another kind of literature survey review. Then formulate all these informations by means of your own hypothesis. After formulating the hypothesis conditions, you design your research, which includes sample designs. How many samples are used for your research oriented problem based on your hypothesis? What kind of samples are carried out, whether systematic sampling theory, stratified sampling theory, or random sampling theory, any kind of sampling theory, cluster sampling theory, any kind of sampling, what sampling theory is actually carried out. Then for that sampling design, you have to collect the data exclusively. Collect the data exclusively. Already a different problem is defined. Based for your problem, which data is suitable? So you have to collect the data. So analyze the data based on the hypothesis that you fixed in the problem. Then finally, you have to get the result and prepare the report by means of your interpretations. Suppose if you want to some modifications, feedback is sent to another kind of data. Data should be modified and analyze the data, and that is why we can go through a reverse method. If the problem is not suitable for your collected data, you can change the data for the problem. So if the data is not suitable, then change the problem definition. So this is the method of the feedback systems. The research flow is actually carried out. Okay. What are the types of research problem? There are three types of research problems: theoretical research, applied research, and action research problems. These three are the major categories of research problems. So mostly carried out in all categories: arts, humanities, scientific, any kind of categories. We must have some theoretical oriented, applied oriented, action oriented researchers are available. What is theoretical research problem? It is the theoretical explanation of the research problem. Only some theory are explained. That is descriptive research. I am already stated. It gives only theory and the meaning of the problem. It defines the problem theoretically. So this type of research has no need of hypothesis and verification. It is exploratory, theoretical in nature, provides basic meaning. What is the meaning of the problem actually taken? What is the problem identified by you? That problem is explained. This is theoretical approach. Then applied research, which is here, an applied social research problem is practical use of the theoretical knowledge. Whatever the theoretical knowledge get by yourself is applied by means of some methods. Apply your own informations in the applied research oriented. In that, type the field work and visit the problematic situation is necessary. So field work is important for applying your information. It has the design of hypothesis and verification. For applying your information, you must fit the hypothesis and then find out whether your hypothesis is verify your hypothesis is fit for the problem or not. So this kind of problem, practical oriented in nature, which is exploratory hypothesis, it wants the verification compulsory. Then action research problem. So action research problem is that one for which the immediate solution is required. For any kind of problem, if you consider, then the immediate solution must be required. Without solution, some action is not carried out by for any kind of problems. Most of the real life problems are action oriented problems, action research problems. It has the millions of problems in the world now. It should be called as the continuous informations, continuous problems needs with quick solutions. So for any kind of problems, we have some quick solution on the emergency basis. So welfare oriented, service oriented, sensitive and immediate decision required solution are needed for this kind of action oriented research problems. Therefore, what is the technical writing? How we can apply your technical writing? There are three kinds of technical writings are available: report writing, manuscript writing, or article writing, or research paper writing, finally thesis writing. These are the three points of technical writing. So report writing, you have to write a report to any media or any magazine, or whether it is peer reviewed or non-peer reviewed, you have to write a report. Then manuscripts are peer reviewed manuscripts, scholarly manuscripts. Manuscripts, article, paper, research paper, or scholarly articles, scholarly prepared articles. Scholarly means you must have some invention oriented contribution. Research contribution is must. Then thesis is the main concept of technical writing. Now, how to start your research? First you have to choose your guide. If your guide is a problem, you never complete your research unless if you create a problem. That is important. So you must choose a suitable guide for your problem, for your convenient. Then select major subject, the domain of your research work. You must have knowledge about the particular domain. Also, your guide must have some knowledge about this domain. This is important. Then select a specific topic. The specific topic should be important. The domain subject is major subjects in which we can select a particular topic. Okay. Then collect the data set based on the specific topic. The data, which data set is actually very perfectly fit for your topic. These things are discussed. Then do literature survey based on your specific topic and the data set. Literature survey. Then apply your methods, your own methods, your own algorithmic approach, your own process based on the data set, based on the specific topic, based on the specific topic and data sets. You must derive some methods. So publish your papers in reviewed journals, in peer reviewed journals. Okay. Then write rough thesis. After publishing enough number of publications, you have to write rough thesis. So you have to first write your rough thesis and then submit synopsis. After writing the rough thesis, then only you can able to submit synopsis. Then make some decisions based on some criteria. Formulate your thesis. You have to formulate your thesis very effectively. Finally, you can submit. Fine-tune your thesis. Fine-tune your thesis. Whether our data are suitable, whether the data are properly discussed, whether the problems are discussed, whether the research contribution are exactly carried out, everything is important. Then submit the thesis. This is the flow of the research work actually carried out by any kind of researchers. Now we are entering into the question and answer session. Now I call one by one. You may ask some questions. Okay, I will ask one by one. I will call the peoples one by one. What are those who are raising their hands? I will ask. Now I call Aishwarya. Yes, Srinivasan. Your audio button is Unmuted. Can you hear me? Aishwarya, you are raising your hand. Aishwarya, you want to talk with me? Okay. Now, next, Balachandar, you can talk with me now. Balachandar, can you hear me? Balachandar. Balachandar is not available. Next, Govindasamy. You can talk now. Govindasamy. Govindasamy. Yes, I am on the line. Your audio button is unmuted. Govindasamy is not ready. Jayakumar. Now, Jayakumar, your audio button is enabled now.
Hello.
Yeah, yes, Jayakumar. Yes. What's your doubt? Who is online? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, tell me, what's your doubt?
Sir, how many papers published in PhD?
Which is
Journal.
depends
How
on
many
your guide
journals?
at the university. Which
Okay,
is
sir.
depends
Okay.
on your guide at the university.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
You discuss
Thank
with
you,
your
sir.
guide. Next person, Lily Rani. You can talk now. Lily Rani.
Sir, hello, good
Tell me,
afternoon, sir.
what's your doubt? Good afternoon. What's your
Sir,
doubt?
my topic is data mining. Where I can find the literature survey paper more effectively, sir? In which site I can find it?
First you choose method. First you choose data set from anywhere else. Based on the method and the data set, you do literature survey. Okay.
Where I can find the literature survey paper, sir? In which site I can find? One is the Scopus I can do it. Whether
Lakhs
any
and
more
lakhs
sites
of
are
sites,
there?
lakhs of sites are available. Okay.
Okay,
Based
sir.
on your
Okay.
data set, you can find the data sets are based on your literature survey. Scholar.google.com, semanticscholar.com, many kind of GadyNuggets.com. Many kind of databases are available in order to do your research, literature survey.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. Next person. Next person. Shivakumar, yes, you can talk now. Shivakumar, yes. Your audio button is enabled. So nobody is available. Nobody raising their hands. And M.Y. Sugirda. Now you can talk. Yes. Your audio button is enabled. Sugirda, you want to talk with me? Now you can talk. Mahendran, your audio button is enabled. Mahendran is not available.
Sir, I am Sivakumar. Yes, Sivakumar.
Yes, what's
Hello.
your doubt, Sukumar? What's your
Sir,
doubt,
I have
Sukumar?
one doubt, sir. Now I am doing my survey paper, sir. Is it necessary to add more foreigner paper or a local author paper?
If you put that is the if you have 40 survey references within the 40, 20 must be 50% must be foreigners. Is my part, my opinion. Within
Okay,
the 50% of foreign author papers, recent 5, that is this year 5 papers, previous year 5 papers, beyond the previous year 10 papers, and go like that. This is the method.
Sir,
My situation. Okay.
I referred 24 papers, sir. Is it enough, sir?
If it's not enough, as per my point of view, minimum 40, 30 papers, 35 papers are survey papers, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Right.
sir. Thank you.
Next, Mahendran.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. What's your doubt?
Sir, nowadays the need is interdisciplinary research, but
Yeah.
according to my knowledge, there is lag in the interdisciplinary research. How can we develop the interdisciplinary research? What is your view on that?
So, interdisciplinary research, which is based on your interdisciplinary subjects and which is based on your guide and your co-guide. Whether the co-guide is needed for your interdisciplinary research or not. Only mathematics and computer science are combined. History and historical sciences are combined. Economics and some business-oriented subjects are coincided, combined. But chemistry and history, is it possible to do interdisciplinary?
Okay,
So
no.
this kind of information extraction is perfectly carried out. You choose your interdisciplinary subject.
Okay, sir. But another one question, sir. I finished my PhD. Hello. Hello.
Any pupils?
Ah,
Yes, tell me, who is online?
Mahendran, sir. Again.
Okay, are you clear now? Which is based on our interdisciplinary approach. Sukirta. Now, Sukirta, you want to talk with me? No problem. Okay. Thank you very much for kind patient listening of my entire topic. Thank you very much. First, finally, I would like to thank the Mark Gregorius College Principal Management and IQAC cell, those who are given this opportunity in order to share my ideas in front of you. Thank you, one and all.